Who is the father of existentialism? The story of Søren Kierkegaard. Every idea has a birthplace, every philosophy its originator. Among the twisting alleys of Copenhagen in the 19th century, a solitary thinker dared to question not just life, but the meaning of existence itself. His name, Søren Kierkegaard, a man history would come to know as the father of existentialism. To call Kierkegaard merely a philosopher is to oversimplify his genius. He was a literary critic, a theologian, a satirist, and perhaps most importantly, a man obsessed with the human condition. His ideas would become the cornerstone of one of the most profound and unsettling schools of thought, existentialism. Kierkegaard was born in 1813 in Copenhagen, Denmark, into a devoutly Christian household. His father, a deeply religious man, left an indelible mark on Søren, teaching him to wrestle with profound questions about faith, guilt, and despair. But this inheritance came at a cost. Kierkegaard struggled with depression and a crippling sense of inadequacy. These internal battles would later fuel his exploration of themes like anxiety, freedom, and the individual's relationship with God. So, what is existentialism, and why does Kierkegaard deserve the title of its father? At its core, existentialism is a philosophy that grapples with the fundamental questions of human existence. Why are we here? What gives life meaning? And how should we live in a world filled with uncertainty? The greatest hazard of all, losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world, as if it were nothing at all. Kierkegaard believed that each person must take responsibility for their own life, finding meaning not in abstract ideals, but in personal experience and choice. Kierkegaard explored the concept of choice, arguing that life's meaning is shaped by the paths we choose. In Fear and Trembling, he wrestled with faith, using the story of Abraham and Isaac to illustrate the paradox of belief. And in The Sickness Unto Death, he introduced the idea of despair as a fundamental human condition. To Kierkegaard, despair was not just a symptom of suffering, it was a confrontation with the self. This confrontation, he argued, was the first step toward authentic living. Kierkegaard's ideas, radical in his time, laid the groundwork for thinkers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Martin Heidegger. Though he didn't use the term existentialism himself, his exploration of freedom, choice, and individuality became its foundation. Even today, his writings challenge us to confront life's uncertainties, urging us to live authentically despite the anxiety of freedom. In the end, Kierkegaard's greatest gift to humanity wasn't a solution. It was the courage to ask the right questions. Who are you? What do you stand for? And are you truly living your life, or someone else's? Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." Let his words remind us that the search for meaning is not a destination, but a journey. Until next time, fellow seekers of truth, remember, history is more than the past. It's the story of legends like Kierkegaard who dared to shape the future.